You are now live with Taji.
All right. So I
Definitely.
definitely want to first off thank all the supporters for, being with Live with Taji. Any day that I'm posting or doing a live interview, I definitely appreciate you guys. And I definitely want to thank Mars Primo, my special guest for today, because he is about to give us a dope interview and we're going to learn about, oh, I love the shirt. Oh, there we go with the
Thank you. Thank
acronyms.
you.
MAGA, men against
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
genocidal
right. Yeah, I'm
assholes.
an acronym king. I
Yeah.
say I stand for something like an acronym.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. So, thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate your time. And I know you're a very, very busy, talented man. And everyone is
Thank you.
about to learn that about you. So, Mars Primo, where did that name come from?
Oh, Mars Primo. So, my name Marcus actually means dedicated to Mars, and not so much the star, but the god of war. And so I like, instead of people shorten it and calling me Mark or anything like that, I just say call me Mars. So
Ah,
and then I used to say that my creativity was out of this world kind of thing back in the day. And Primo is my son's middle name, and it means firstborn son, which also applies to me. So I just put the two together because I thought they were, different names, and it had a little flow to it. So I just been rocking with that.
nice. That's nice to incorporate your son into your name, or
And,
your state,
yeah.
your alias, your stage name, as they
Hmm.
say, which is dope. You are an MC, lyricist, creative.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I wanna tap into the lyricist aspect because I know you have music out, that a lot of people may or may not be aware of, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, listen, I love all songs, but the one that stands out to me the most is Woke.
Oh, woke. Okay.
Yeah, right. So
Nice.
with Woke, I feel that it brings a clear message. I mean, a lot of your songs bring a very powerful, stance. But I do feel like Woke, especially if you watch the video on YouTube, guys. So I'm hint hint
Hmm.
watching on YouTube, okay? I like how
Definitely.
you have the school days inspiration.
Hmm.
So I want to talk about your inspiration behind the songs, like because it's a lot of knowledge and powerful words and truth behind it.
Hmm.
And you're not afraid to ask those questions that people want to ask, right?
Yes, indeed. Right.
So, what was the inspiration behind your song Woke?
Woke. I consider myself a woke person, and a lot of people do, but I think it's been mixed in with those isms that mainstream or government grabs a hold of, and then it kind of uses it to label people. And I don't even know if woke has, I don't know, a good reputation, so to speak. So I came up with an acronym for it to say wise obtain knowledge every day.
Mm,
So it's not to say that, because I'm woke, I'm just so smart and I'm just so open-minded and I know so much. But it's to say that I'm open to learning something new every day. So real woke people know that they don't know everything or even know a lot, but they kind of position themselves or train their minds to be wide open so that they can get in as much truth as they need. So that's what I did behind woke. And you'll notice if you when you listen to it, each hook has a different acronym for woke. Like one of them is "Where's our kingdom, elitist?" Like asking,
mm,
"Hey, is our kingdom right up under our feet where I think it is?" Or how did you uh, move us from our original homeland? Did you really move us, or did you just kind of write some stuff? So when you listen to the
mm.
song, it's in there. It's a little fast, so you might have to listen to it twice to break some things down. But the like you asked, the inspiration came from woke getting what I think is a bad rap these days. So I wanted to kind of flip it and put it on his head.
Well, I love it because
Thank you.
with the inspiration with School Days, you know, a lot of people, you probably weren't born in that era. Sorry for those.
Right,
But
right.
even so, School Days, that's the movie right there. You include the wake up part of it.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get I don't know, sued or something for just using Spike Lee joints, but it's not that big. It's kind of like I made the song to, I don't know, for me and my friends and people that rock like me and think along similar wavelengths. So plus I'm a Q. So in that movie, I can tell that Spike Lee's character had a lot of Omega Psi-Phi influences. And it's just something that's kind of always been in the back of my mind when I'm talking about, you know, educating people. And so I just wanted to dig into one of those classics and get that nostalgic feel and bring it into today. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You know, very powerful message behind woke and a few other songs that you have that we're going to get into in just a bit. I did notice on your songs you like to put aboriginal. And for those that are not sure what that means, that's more indigenous.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that, you know, indigenous hasn't been brought up a lot until recently in regards to like Columbus Day, you know, but now also acknowledging Indigenous Day. Because, you know, let's be real, some people still celebrate Columbus Day versus Indigenous Day. So tell us about being Aboriginal.
Yeah, I found out that I was Aboriginal to America when I was trying to figure out where I was from in Africa. And I started with Ancestry.com, and then I started working with a few other genealogists, just really trying to figure out, because look, I don't care what I am really. I just want to know the truth so that I can claim it and play my part and stay in my lane. I don't care if I was I don't know, if I would have learned that my people were savages and not big on thinking or creating, then that just would have been who I was. But it just so happens that when the more I dug, the more it pointed me to right here in America. And so there's a lot of my ancestors begin to have NA for their nationality.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was non-applicable. So I'm like, wow, they didn't know their African tribe, so they just put NA to say that they can't apply it. But then the more I dug, I realized that it was Native American. And then after that, it turned color. So that opened up a whole new realm of possibility and a whole new path. And then then everything that my grandmother started telling me about how we were Cherokee and Blackfoot just started really making more sense.
Too. I'm Cherokee and Blackfoot too. That's so funny.
Nice. Yeah, so I thought it was because she only had a third grade education and she didn't know that everything about the transatlantic slave trade and whatnot. So I'm like, can't really hold it against her. But she was right. And she always told me, like, I don't know anything about this from Africa stuff, grandbaby. That's something new. I've never heard of that. All I know is Cherokee and Blackfoot. And so I started digging and I realized that that's what most of us are. Not those two tribes,
right?
Actually, but indigenous to this country.
So speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up. Speaking of Ancestry.com, I've thought about doing that myself. I haven't had the opportunity to. Would you suggest that for those that want to tap deep into their roots?
I would suggest it for a start. For instance, right now I'm working with another genealogist, and a lot of times they ask, like, hey, can you give me your Ancestry.com login information, and that way I can start to see your family tree. But what Ancestry.com does is they make most so-called Black people, they'll connect you to sub-Saharan Africa or something like that, and they won't really take you past slavery or whatever the time is, or the late 1800s. So you get stuck. But it is a good starting point. But once you get as much as you can on your family tree with Ancestry.com, that's the point where you need to start looking up birth and death and marriage and army
wow.
enlistment records, or hire a genealogist. And most of them have been between like $200 and $300, and they really
Okay.
do all the digging for you and they connect you. But at Ancestry.com, for the beginning of it, yeah, but you're gonna get stuck eventually because they don't want you to know who you really
Too
are.
much. Got you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good to know, you know. So I've heard it on both sides, you know, the Caucasian end and the African American and black, and you know, I can say black, you know, it's okay.
Right. It's all peace.
So I
Right,
heard,
right.
you know, two different, but that's good. I think I'm gonna check into it just to start, you know, see what happens. Because I do have some knowledge on my end, but it's good to know like even deeper.
Yeah, I was looking at your earrings. Those are nice, and they kind of got an
Oh,
aboriginal flair to them.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna wear my Africa inspired ones. It's a designer that's a friend of mine. Like I love her pieces of wisdom. Thank you, girl. I just love her. You know, sometimes when you find someone that you love, you just love to show support. Like I was like, hey, I gotta wear these. But thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. MC Lyricist. I want to go into, you know, the story of, I know how most lyricists happen from doing poetry, right? So did you start off as a poet, or did being a lyricist just come to you? Because I know usually it goes hand in hand. You know, you could tell me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm not a
no
music
problem.
artist, but did it start off with poetry?
Not really poetry, but my mother used to rap to me all the time. And she had this rap that she used to put me to bed with all the time. It says, it's a rap of contradictions and lies. It says, one bright day in the middle of the night, two dead dogs got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, pulled out their swords, and shot one another. And if you don't believe that this is true, ask the blind man, because he saw it too. And
wow,
just that juxtaposition and those contradictions and that flow and how her voice used to just kill it. It kind of made, I started writing my own, but it was always rap, but it didn't have music behind it. So it always had that rhythm and that flow. And then I just started, and then I'm a big English student. Like I love language, words, definitions, terms. And so I'm all about literature. And so my rhymes are real literal sometimes. It's either real literal or they're real metaphoric. And but I also do poetry. But I started off just being a fan of lyrics and words.
Wow. So I could tell you loved English class. So if we was in school together, I would have been sitting next to you, because I was okay with English, but I love math. Math was my thing.
Yeah, and that's where I'm weak at.
I mean, so I might be weak at it now. with age, it gets, you know, a little different. But I always admired those that, you know, were great with, you know, English words and doing those essays and then some. You know, I could tell you said metaphorical. I'm like, yep, that's someone that loves.
I've got no problem writing a 20-page paper. It don't matter. I'll get it done.
Wow.
So, yeah, and you know what? Words are that's all people have to being understood. It's just words. They just stepping stones to higher understandings. And if you can't get somebody to understand you with words, a lot of times you just go misunderstood and you get frustrated and you say, I know what I'm thinking. I know what I'm saying. I know how I feel. Right. And then you just gonna be the only one if you don't know how to convey it. So I take words real seriously.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna listen. You guys are gonna see it after this show, right? You're gonna go to his YouTube channel and you're gonna watch his videos and listen to the lyrics. Like it hits you different, you know. It's something like about your music, your words. That's just like it just hits you, especially during this year, you know, with Black Lives Matter and you know a lot of things that's going on, and then you know election day, you know, coming real soon. So it's very powerful in that note. So just to give everyone an idea.
Thank you.
Now, I would have shot Columbus. Now that song, that just says it right there.
Mhm.
And you speak a lot of truth in that. And I love how in that video you had the lyrics on the song as well. Like you're not afraid to share the words of your song as well. You know, some people are like, no, no,
Mhm.
no, like, but tell us about that. Like, what made you say, I want to come out with a song, I would have shot Columbus?
Um, I just think that because the nature of our people, we don't feel like we don't want to really own anything or claim anything as our own, and we always so giving, and that's part of our problem today. That's why we get, I don't know if I can curse on here, but I want to say effed over so
Mm-hmm.
much. And so even though Columbus never actually stepped foot in North America, his brother did, and a lot of his constituents and followers and all those kind of people. But I think he was more so in South America. But it's to say that uh, had I known then what I know now, putting myself in the shoes of my ancestors, we wouldn't have been so welcoming with wide arms, like, oh, come on, we'll teach you how to
Right.
cultivate the land and harvest your food and heal yourself, and we'll clothe you and, shelter you and all that. Uh, just would have dumped on them from as soon as they came to the shoreline, and we wouldn't be in these predicaments. So that's my way of saying, stop being so nice and welcoming people into our culture every time just because they do a little something to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, try to identify with you. Like, I can't stand
Right.
all that superficial. Oh, I'm cool. I'm in a black club. I can come to the barbecue. I'm with y'all. So I wrote that to say, nah, if we turn some people around at the door, then our lives be a little bit better. That's how I see
Mm.
it. That's what I really believe. That's what I stand on. So and somebody like commented on that video saying guns didn't even exist at the time, Columbia, like whatever, even though they did, they had muskets. But
Right.
I'm like, man, it's a metaphor. I'm saying whether I had a bow and arrow or an
Right.
AR-15, whatever I would have had, Columbus would have got it. That's
Right.
the point.
Right. So shouts to you for that comment. There's his answer. It was a metaphor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying, because we could be very welcoming, even though a lot of people feel and can feel intimidated, and then for us to be so welcoming, then we get effed over, like you said. And, people end up stealing a lot of things from us. We're just going to say it like that. Many
A lot
things.
of things. A lot of things
Many,
get
many,
creative.
many things. Um,
Yeah.
so I definitely, of course, want to tap into Dopest.
Mm-hmm.
Desire zero parts of this evil society today. That is self-explanatory.
Yeah. That's as you said, you pointed it out to me. You like, do your other songs have are they all acronyms? And they're not. That's kind of a recent thing. You can see the acronym I got here. It's all about taking, I don't know, everyday things and then just, flipping it on his head. So yeah, with Dopest, that was a way to do like a little humble brag, or how that's just kind of the culture of hip hop. Everybody the
Yeah.
coldest, the dopest, the illest, the realest. So I don't shy away from that. But Dopest, behind the acronym itself, desire zero parts of this evil society today, because it is an evil society. That's the true meaning of what it is to repent. Repent ain't just pray and ask for forgiveness. True repentance is turning away from evil ways and turning back more to your creator and doing right by your creator. So
Mm-hmm.
what it is to really repent is to stop engaging and supporting everything that you know is bad and evil and harmful. So
Wow.
desire zero parts of it. I don't care about none of that.
I like how you did. You gonna have me doing that all weekend now.
Yeah. Boot.
Exactly. So
Like that.
Dopest, I know that's one of your, top songs.
Yeah.
Dopest. And maybe you guys will hear this at the end, maybe with some others
Yeah.
too.
I hope so.
Hint, hint.
Rock out with it.
Babylon Zoo.
Babylon Zoo, yeah.
Wow. That was powerful in itself as well. Use the old school beat to that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
ODB.
ODB, that's my main man right there. I got a whole painting of a kid. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, he was really dope. Really dope.
ODB was Shinnecock Indian.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
and his grandfather, whose name I can't remember right now, but he was and forgive him because he didn't know. He would have shot Columbus had he known too, but he's the one responsible for selling Manhattan to Europeans. So
Oh
and
wow.
ODB put it in one of his raps a while ago. And then the more I learned, the more I realized, like, hey, I always had these gems inside of me. So that whole Babylon Zoo is based on Brooklyn Zoo, same beat and everything, and even some of the same lyrics I kind of weave in there. But yeah, that's from luckily I came up listening to real lyricism and people that were open-minded. Like he said, Wu-Tang was for the babies. I was a baby at the time, and
Oh,
now I'm influenced, and now I'm trying to share that same type of knowledge.
that's dope. That's real dope. So, you know, like I'm gonna say throughout the show, I love your music. Like, you know, I really don't. Whenever I have anyone on my platform, I definitely listen to your music, and it's very inspirational and very powerful. Okay, so you know, Taji is telling you guys this for a reason. So, have you ever performed live?
Yeah, that's actually how I started out. More so during my college years. It wasn't always like organized or anything, but any party, anytime I got an opportunity, I want to get a cipher going. When everybody's leaving the party and the DJ's still breaking down, me and my people, we run over there like, hey, play this instrumental, pass us a couple mics, we gonna tear it down, we gonna do our thing, and that's how we have a lot of fun. So it was more so that, but I did, do a lot of talent shows and that kind of thing during college.
So you was
Open
there.
mics,
You was,
poetry, and all that.
you was there hyping the crowd, huh? People was just ready
Yeah.
to hear some Mars Primo, like, yo.
Yeah.
Was they in the
So
crowd doing
I'll
like the
say anything.
oh?
Yeah, I'm talking about tearing people down because like I was saying, college is like one of those places where you meet a lot of different people from different areas. So we have people from New York, Cleveland, down south, Texas, Alabama, Midwest, all over. So you get a lot of different styles and cultures, and I just wanted to make sure I got everybody under my belt. I want to destroy somebody from Brooklyn. I want to destroy somebody from Chicago, Cleveland, and
Ouch.
I'll give them that work. They'll tell you. They're probably watching right now. They know what to do. No, no, they my man though.
Uh, yeah, much love right there, right? So I don't know if you've performed virtually, but if you have, would you prefer to perform virtually versus in person? Or
Well, given the way things are today, I do want to reach people how I can. So I'm open to doing it virtually. I think that'd be cool too. I just ran a virtual 5K yesterday, and I'm just kind of in tune with that at the moment. So whatever it takes for me to reach people, of course, I'd rather do it in person because
right,
you can really read people. And
right.
sometimes people respond to a certain line or an idea like, oh, or ah, or they might even look confused. So you might need to go back and say it again slower and put emphasis in different spots. So I love getting that energy from the crowd, but nothing compares to in person.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm definitely all about people feeding me and me giving it right back.
No, I love that. With the new wave, virtual. I don't know your quarantine where you are. You know, I'm in New York, and you know we're quarantined in some areas, not all.
Oh, okay.
It's not as bad as it was. You know, we were like literally like you are not allowed to go outside. That was like months ago. But
Wow.
are you able to go to events where you're
Yeah,
at?
yeah. We still have I'm in Cleveland right now, but I
Okay.
bounce back. I'm from Detroit originally. I go back and forth, going to Detroit in the morning.
Okay.
But we got movie theaters open here.
Oh wow.
The gyms are still open. A lot of bars and restaurants. So,
Wow.
yeah, I think even some of these poetry joints, I'm not sure. Maybe not the poetry joints anymore,
But I
but
mean, are they like fully open, or is it like a certain percentage can be allowed in? You know, with social distancing.
It's definitely a certain percentage. But of course, you know, they got their tables and chairs spread out,
Okay.
and they want you to maybe, if you go to the movie theater, you maybe got to skip a seat or something like that. But if you with a group, most people go in groups, and you just kind of
Yeah.
sit with the group. Then the next group is 6 feet away, and so on. And but
Right.
yeah, so same thing in Detroit. Like gun ranges are still open. I plan on doing that this weekend.
Oh
So
wow.
luckily, we ain't really shut down like that. And I resist. Everywhere I go, you gotta make me put on the mask. You gotta, like, I'm still, because and that's another thing about me, trying to be open-minded and so-called woke. I work with a lot of different doctors and nurses from all over this country and a lot of in UK. And the research that we kind of compile, I just design it, make it look nice, and I put it out to the people. But it is nothing to really worry about like that. It's the media, mainstream, and the government and the 1% and the wealthy, they're using fear to control people and to take away some of our rights incrementally. And the more we cave in and give them, the more power they have just to see. Because it's kind of like they're just testing. It's like, hey, what if we say no to this? What if we say no to that? Are you
Right.
just going to roll over? Are you going to do your own research? Or are you going to just go with what you see on the news, which is a horror show? So,
Right. It's crazy. So speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, in regards to performing, and you know, you speak knowledge. Do you see yourself speaking that knowledge and doing your lyrics in front of, let's just say, a BLM event, inspired event, or would you prefer to like perform like in front of an audience? Like either way, it's an audience, but it's a different audience. Like let's say a music showcase.
mhm.
So do you have a preference?
I don't really, because I think wherever you go, you're gonna get a good mix of different personalities and backgrounds. But I would rather speak to people who show up to hear exactly the type of message I bring. Like a BLM rally or something like that will probably be more up, because you got more uh, I don't know, courageous and brave people that are out there who want to make a difference, who want to fight, who want to hear something that's inspiring, and to, you know, gas them and fuel them up for the fights that they got to do. Whereas in a music showcase, I don't think I would really know who's really there, because they just might want to hear music, and they may not even want to hear a message. They don't want, because some of my bars blow your buzz if you listen to them too much. Like, you gotta be there. I kind of mix it up though. I do a
Right.
little street stuff, but I think
Wow.
I'd rather rock in front of a crowd that's there to hear that specific type of message.
Completely
But I'll give it
understand
to
that.
anybody. But yeah.
Completely understand that. So before we go, I want to ask, I'm sure everybody wants to know a little bit more about you. So is there anything more that we don't know? Like any talents of yours that you may have?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about music, and that's definitely my first love. But the
Right.
way I pay my bills and give back to my community and my people is I do marketing and branding and design, and logos is really my bread and butter. So I do a lot of design for people to help them get their startup businesses off the ground, and I want them to look and feel and be as professional as the big guys.
Right. I
So
love that.
I really put my all into giving them that professional quality that you would have to pay an agency a few $1,000s at least. And with me, you just pay a few hundred, and you work with your brother, and it's love, and it's a connection, and it's a bond, and we help each other grow in that way. So I do a lot of design work. You can see that on marsprimo.com or mars.primo on Instagram. Shameless plug, you got to do that. But so, and I also design and illustrate children's books. So
Oh wow,
I got a couple of those in the works. Yeah.
that's dope.
Thank you.
So you guys, listen, Mars Primo doesn't only hit us with some powerful lyrics, also a marketing and branding and graphic designer and
Yeah.
all of that good stuff. But make
Yeah.
sure you guys follow him in Mars.Primo. And again, I want to say thank you, but I don't want to end without saying I never had rapping in mind. I just put facts in a line. They just happen to rhyme.
Oh, where'd you get that?
I love that.
Thank you.
It was on your YouTube.
Okay.
When I tell you I'll be looking.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, because that was a line that I wrote like 10 years ago. I think the one you just spat was the more like the up-to-date version. But yeah, so it's like it ain't about rapping, it's about spitting facts, and they just happen to rhyme, So yeah.
I love that.
That definitely sums me up.
I love that.
Thank you.
See how powerful that was, guys? I gotta say it one more time. I never had rapping in mind. I just put facts in a line. They just happen to rhyme.
Boom.
By Mars Primo. Bam.
Mars.
Thank you again for your time. Please
Thank
tell us, is there any projects coming up soon that we should keep an eye open on,
Yeah, I definitely got some more music in the works. Now that you kind of pointed out to me that I'm a big acronym guy, I got to figure out an acronym for this next one I'm working on, and I'll be dropping it. I'll definitely ping you, get you looking at it, and hopefully, so if people watch these videos and songs that we've been talking about, it'll be sitting right next to those in a couple weeks.
Yes, I can't wait. And please tell everybody where to follow you.
You can follow me at Mars Primo on Facebook, Mars.Primo on Instagram, and my website for my marketing and branding is marsprimo.com, where you can get shirts like this. And I Don't Argue with People Harriet Tubman with a Shot, which we're the creators of. That is on thatbravelife.com. So, yeah.
And the YouTube, Only the Brave.
Oh, the YouTube.
Yeah, can't forget that.
Only the Brave. Oh yeah, definitely can't forget that. That's the whole thing.
So tell us about that real quick. Only the Brave, because I know that has a message behind it.
Yeah, we had to switch it recently to That Brave Life. We probably didn't have to. I could have fought it in court, but this one clothing company called Diesel has a line called Only the Brave, so we switched it to That Brave Life. But we came up with that because it's what Harriet Tubman put in an underground ad when she was looking for other conductors to lead people to freedom. She put an ad in the paper that said, "Only the brave need apply." And, Harriet, she was notorious for, she'd give her own people the business if you were a slave and you got in the way of the. So we started rocking with it just because of that. And our first shirt was, "I Don't Argue with People Harriet Tubman with a Shot," which has been, a lot of people have taken that and made their own shirts and whatever. But so that's where I got it from.
Wow.
And that's why it meant so much to me. And I hate that some European clothing company can claim it over somebody like me who's actually part of that culture. But I still own a domain. They ain't getting that. If they want that, they're going to pay me at least $30K or something. But
Y'all
they
heard that?
email me every other day asking for it.
Wow.
Hey, kid.
Yeah. So there's a powerful message behind that, and I definitely appreciate that. I hope you guys appreciate that, and definitely go follow Mars Primo. Powerful messages behind his music, and powerful designs as well. So make sure you follow him on Instagram, Mars.Primo, Facebook, Mars Primo, and then don't forget the website, marsprimo.com.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah.
And don't forget the YouTube channel, Only the Brave.
Only the Brave. If you brave, do you need to go there? If
exactly.
You ain't, don't go there.
Exactly. Make sure you guys go out and vote.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Stay safe. Many blessings to you.
Thank you for having me, Taji, and thank you for bigging me up. I really appreciate your energy.
No problem.
And your positivity. So, yeah, glad to have somebody like you on my side.
Of course.
I plan to be working with you a lot more in the future.
Yes. Just bring me that new music that's coming out, please.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You'll be the first to know when it drops.
Hey, see that? All right, so you have a good one. Go vote.
I'm dope and I do me, so basically I'm a dope fiend. Wizardry off the Hennessy, take a drink and I know things. Pray for me if you hold me in high regard. When we got locked I cried, has thou forsaken me in my codeine? The more we claim to be woke, the deeper in sleep we are. A lot of us begging the Grim Reaper for CPR. I'm beeper in VCR, oh. And I just discovered we the chosen people and how unique we are. Jewish leprechauns banned Louis Farrakhan from their stupid platform for speaking the truth, which is that of God. These same crackers controlling our music catalog. Lames following suit. I'm looking at you, bitch Amazon. Shaking in your snakeskin. Your time is up. I'm shooting apples off your yarmulkes. Copper color Hebrew with battle scars. I'm standing in my truth, lucid as Adderall. This ain't me for real, this just my human avatar. Ideas strike like a kettle prod to the forehead. Like when Forrest up then started running in his Cortez. Stay the course, they gon' get behind you and support that. Fuck the ops, I promise, a lot of them was born mad. Now they giving you jail time if you abort that. To stop white deaths, they ain't thinking about your black ass. White folks at a negative birth rate, but still winning in crime, so competitive. First place, heroin backfired on them. Now it's a crisis, where's your Christness? Who rose from the dead on the third day? If I like a sneaker, I usually cop multiple colorways. Use your warrior spirit to fight the enemy, not your brother, man. Style got a lot of cutaways. Starting up the range for like I stuck a blade in rib cage. I'm fucking insane. Shit I spit you won't see on TV and magazines. Supposed to be the man half to death if he disrespect the queen. 1611 King James with the Apocrypha. Mission Impossible, Veen Reigns with the binoculars. Jesus was never mentioned once in the Old Testament. Romans created him to better control peasants with. Fuck who you cutting off, you should've just chose better friends. So cracking the D as a kid, Jerome Bettis did. Now it's only the brave dope packages with woke messages. Haters love to play some devil's advocate. I'm at a level never hit by no pessimist. Langston Hughes told me dream big and hold fast to it. The black man has mastered everything except history of himself. That's why he continues to fail. His identity comes from pale faces. Aborigines will prevail. Cuz told me if I need something involving pistols, he can help praises. The moon is local, it's a gray disc. And ain't no outer space. They just make shit up, I hate this matrix. Disease will never ease medically. They hide in the fact that urine therapy be curing everything. Got me feeling 17.
Whenever you say a keyword, everybody just shout on the key. That's not science.
Waves of kinetic energy. Whoa, keep it wavy, positive vibes I give off. Look, I never had rapping in mind. I just put, facts in the line, they just happen to rhyme. The rhythm is a symptom of melanin. Wisdom is heaven sent. Can't take credit for a gift I inherited. I just wiggled the pen and perfected it. I'm a real engine, my Niji. Back in the day, I emptied on settlements. I don't argue with people, Harriet Tubman with a shot. Your favorite rapper bragging about hustling in the spot. You let them put that battery in your back, that cassette in your chest. You a puppet, the Teddy Ruxpin of the block. Long as you a sheik, they umpire. imposters win. After nightmares go back to sleep or the monsters win. Whenever we glorify Italian gangsters who hate us, whether movies or real life, the mobsters win. Our organs are sold to rich liver spotted men. Coroner tell them shop again. Testing age drugs on foster kids. We fam even if not a kin. I just know my chopper don't work on nobody with chocolate or copper skin. We only kill Edomites. Woke, leave them bloody. Ra-ra-ra-ra, chill, God. Ladies and gentrifiers, racists and pedophiles. Welcome to the end of slavery. Take a ticket, a flyer. The perverted, naked, the wicked, the liars. Same son they give you cancer to raise from it energizers. Religious people got the most problems. And it's more likely the vaccinated to get the virus. So hateful they pray for unvaxxed babies to die just so they can say I told you so. That's that Satan inside them. Get your bitch ass bludgeoned to death. They call it court cause it's a game and the judge is the ref. Let my words intimidate the witness. Somehow you wind up dead when you incriminate the Clintons. I promise it ain't a race to the throne. I'm a slow flow of water just carving its way through the stones. Off-white Nike craft, I'm Mikey from half. Crossing over to the righteous path from the psychopath. Only me and my kids know where the rifle stash. The hook I brought cream for that ass diaper rag. Where's our kingdom of leaders? Woke right up under me, Donald wanna build walls. How was Jesus the most important in the Bible when David was mentioned more than him? Writers of the time never reported him. I'm Marcus and Boomerang if you saw the film. A lady knocking at the door wearing the 3/4 length London fog Trent 6-inch stilettos. I bought them. Your pussy's the Bombay and Portage in. You know how it is when you talking to the most high and get sidetracked. Uncontrollable urges like your body got hijacked. That's exactly what happens. The snakes in the garden are really parasites. You gotta eat clean for them to digest. No T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's great meat. Elvis is fake for dieting like pale face. Yeah, off the Pat Rhyme, murdered them with poems. Kanye's dead, the fat blind version is a clone. Evolution is fake and the earth isn't a globe. I'm on the lodge with it, I ain't merging with the flow. Niggas mad at me cause I ain't satisfied with lies. If the truth shall kill them, then let them die. Wise obtain knowledge every day. Woke feeling lovely. Yashar Allah real law.
The chances are that if you're listening to this, then you've already awoken to a multitude of lies that you were relentlessly told by the same people who have been hiding the one true creator of all things.